Hey, Dr. Berry here. Nisha will be with me shortly. We're going live in the private Patron group to answer all your questions. So as you join, please ask your questions. And Nisha may have a list of questions you guys, yeah, she's got a list that you've already asked, but then if you think of another question, feel free to ask it. We're going to be live here for at least 30 minutes, if not a little longer, just for you guys, just for our patrons, because we love you guys and appreciate what you do for us so much. Hey, Sarah, how's it going? Nisha will be here shortly. She's making some coffee. Do you have the list where I can see it? Or do you going to make me wait?
You answer.
Hey, Robin. If you guys have any questions, you can put them in the messages right now. Tell us where you... Nisha, I am live. Quit bossing me. So tell me, tell me where you're from. I want to know where everybody's from. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Doris. Tell us where you're from, because I want you guys to all kind of get to know each other and to help each other. And in the private group and on the lives, if you see a question asked that you know the answer to, feel free to reach out. Oh, she's feeling better. Yeah, she's awful sassy today, so I know she's feeling better. So that's nothing. It was nothing. It's fine. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Kim. How's it going? Hey, Linda. So Nisha's making me some coffee and a sandwich. No, I'm just kidding about the sandwich. She's not doing that. I'm gonna get assault and batteryized if I don't stop it. I can't help it. Come on over here, sweet wife. Sit by me. Here she comes. The famous Nisha.
I'm not the sassy one, obviously.
She is sassy today, let me tell you. All day long. She's been a little sassy. Okay, so we got people from Wisconsin, Michigan. It's like it's a reflex, Sarah. You smart off and then you duck because you never know. Nova Scotia. Hey, Christy. Hey, Meta from Kansas City, Missouri. Dana from Nevada. But like I was saying before I had to duck, if you guys see a question that a newcomer's asking and you know the answer, I feel free to reach out and say, hey, I think it's this or that. Because I want you guys to kind of take care of each other. We're going to take care of all you guys.
Oh my God, there's 54 questions.
Isabel from Orange County. Tina from Pennsylvania.
Hi, Deborah.
Rhonda from Nebraska. Oh man, you guys are from all over. She's half Puerto Rican. She'll stab me. You don't understand.
That's racist.
I married you, so I guess I get to say that. Bill from Texas. Carla from Florida. All right, let's start with some questions. We got about 50 watching. All
right. Name that movie. My father is on This is Jessica Link.
Okay.
Me and Jessica, we're going to get to know each other real well.
Absolutely.
I feel like I like her. My father is on insulin and Victoza. Plus, he has an enlarged heart, so he's been on something for that too. The docs have always warned him about too much salt. Where do we begin? Also, could you please address the powdered butt syndrome? Mine is as powdery as they come.
Yeah, so, okay, all right. So we got three things we can address there. First of all, salt is quickly becoming not a nutrient of concern. And you guys may be already starting to pick up on this. Dr. D. I had it right there for a few days. Nicolantonio. It's called The Salt Fix. It's a great book. If you're worried about salt in your diet, you need to buy the book. I'll post a link after we get finished. But Dr. D wrote this book called The Salt Fix, and he goes through all the research, that all the guidelines about cut your salt, eat less salt. If you've got high blood pressure, it's caused by salt. All that's crap. None of that's really true, okay? And as you eat more of a ketogenic diet, the salt matters even less. And so don't worry about salt. Now, if your dad, was it her dad, has severe end-stage heart failure, then he may need to worry about salt a little bit. But if he just has high blood pressure and diabetes and maybe a tiny bit of heart failure, salt is not the problem. It's all about the carbs. It's all about the diabetes. That's what it's about, right? It's all about the sugar diabetes. He's got to stop the carbs and especially the sugars, the starches, the simple carbs. That's what's going to ultimately make his heart fail. And so don't worry about the salt. Worry about the starch, and worry about the sugars, and worry about the carbs. Now, and so I talked about the salt. So high blood pressure is not caused by salt. Okay, that's a myth that's been put out there for the last 30, 40 years.
Is that what Victoza's for?
By experts, and that's one of the newer diabetes medications.
Oh.
And so don't worry about salt. Worry about the starches. So Victoza is one of the newer diabetic medications. Yeah, it's not
Betty
a lot of
says
people
I look
use
so
it.
much better. That's how you know keto is working, because I don't have a lick of makeup on and somebody said I looked better.
Yeah.
Like, that's something you never hear.
You were
It's
sick there
always,
for a minute.
yeah.
Remember last time you were sick?
No, I know,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, look at that glow. Look at that.
yeah, my skin is, I have no mascara, no lip gloss, no blush, no foundation, no powder. I don't have anything on.
Nor do I.
Yeah, well, you can tell.
Look at this keto, baby. Okay. Oh, and then the last thing, powdered butt syndrome.
Yeah.
So you guys may not know this. I don't think I made this up. No, I heard it from Dave Ramsey. Yeah, it's called powdered butt syndrome.
I was like, I feel like
I don't think I made this up. Yeah. Dave Ramsey, the financial guru, he said one time, and I took it to heart because it makes perfect sense, and it's happened in my life. My grandparents raised me, and so when I try to tell my grandmother something, even though I am me and a doctor and know a little bit about medicine, she will be like, I'll check with my doctor about that, because she used to powder my little naked butt when I was a baby. And if anybody's ever powdered your little naked butt when you were a baby, it doesn't matter if you're the president of the United States and a rocket scientist and a brain surgeon, what you say is not going to carry a lot of weight. They're just not, they're not able to listen to you. It's powder butt syndrome.
So weird.
It is. And so, like, if Donald Trump's mom was still alive, and he said, hey, Mom, you need to do this about your finances, she'd be like, okay, Donnie, whatever, run along. Here's a chocolate. Literally. He's Donald freaking Trump. He knows about finances, but she would just be like, she would pat him on the head like, run along, Donnie. And it's powdered butt syndrome. Yeah. I hear our peacocks. Can you guys hear that? Tanya said she had to Google it. Yeah, it's a thing. Okay, next question.
Rhonda says, can you please talk about what medications are not good for people trying to do keto?
So there's no medication that really is contraindicated in keto, but there are a number of medications that will slow down your weight loss. And I actually have a YouTube video on the YouTube channel about medications and classes of medications that will slow down your weight loss. But there's really no medication that you can't do keto on. So does that answer the question?
I think so.
Yeah. But there are a list of medicines that will slow down your weight loss.
Okay. Christopher says, is there a formula to use that calculates the amount of potassium that my kidneys will retain on 2.5 milligrams of lisinopril, so that I have an idea of how much potassium I can safely take in a day? I'm on a small dose and soon to be off of it completely, but one of the major points in the literature about lisinopril is to not supplement with potassium beyond what you get in your food due to increased risk of hyperkalemia.
Hyperkalemia, that's right. Yeah, and you're right about that. That doesn't happen for everybody. It's actually quite rare with lisinopril, but it does have that potential side effect. And if you're already taking a little bit, did he say he was taking some already?
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably all you need, because what lisinopril does is it helps you hold on to potassium so you don't pee it out. And one of the things with keto is you're getting rid of the inflammation, the water leaves, and then you'll pee out a lot of potassium. But you, because you're on lisinopril, you won't pee out as much potassium, so you don't have to worry as much about replacing the potassium. That's exactly right. And there are all of the, if your blood pressure medicine for other people watching ends in pril, P-R-I-L, then it does the same thing. So you don't have to worry as much about supplementing your potassium, because your pril is making you hold on to that, okay? Also, if your blood pressure medicine ends in artan, like losartan, valsartan, it also will tend to help you hold on to potassium, so you don't have to worry as much about supplementing. Yeah. There's a few other meds too, but those are the two big classes.
Bill says, a very narrowly focused topic. I understand if you don't want to spend a long time on it, but my wife has a C6 to C7 spinal injury 35 years ago. Could you speak a bit about how to keep her bones from losing mass without being able to bear weight on them?
Gotcha.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so we can talk about several things with that question. First of all, there is no way to keep up her bone mass if she's not bearing weight. And I assume by that you mean she's not walking and she's unable to do any kind of like
therapy,
bouncing or weightlifting or anything.
Physical therapy? Could you not do that?
Well, I mean, she's going to have to do some kind of weight-bearing exercise, either walking with a heel strike or lifting weights somehow, or she will not, no matter, there is no pill that will help her hold her bone density if she's not doing weight-bearing exercise. You can take all the vitamin D and vitamin K and Fosamax and Boniva in the world. You're not going to have any meaningful increase in your bone density unless you're doing weight-bearing exercise. Sorry. But okay, then the inflammation from that injury, if she has pain from that, should get better as she eats keto. And then any of you guys who have arthritis or any of the itises, bursitis, tendonitis, arthritis, the pain and the stiffness and the inflammation is going to get better as you continue to do keto. You may not cure it, but it'll get better.
Tatiana says, in the last Q&A, I asked about dumping Ambien. I now have had half the dose for 5 days now and no issues.
Beautiful.
How much longer should I go before cutting half to a fourth?
I would do a half for 2, because I'll tell you, if you withdraw from Ambien, it is not fun. I've never done it, but I've had patients who have, and it's evidently not fun. So I would do that. I would do the half dose for 14 days, 14 nights. And then I would do a quarter dose for 14 nights, because there's no rush, because you're going to get off it, right? So don't jump the gun and then start withdrawing, because it's not pretty. So I would do it 2 weeks, 2 weeks of a half, 2 weeks of a quarter, and then you could do a quarter every other night, just to be safe. And then you can stop it. Yeah, but you're getting there. You're doing great.
Jason says, could Dr. Berry please talk about the cause of the ammonia? My peacock, it's springtime and he's really excited.
Can y'all hear him? Can you hear the peacock?
I'm sure they can. He's like right outside the window. He's so loud right now. So if you hear that, that's our peacock. It's a peacock,
yeah. That's
His
Gatsby.
name is Mr. Gatsby, yeah, so.
He's a white peacock.
That's him. He's gorgeous. I'm sure if you follow me on Instagram, you saw him because he's my baby. Well, one of my babies. I have so many.
She's the mother of peacocks.
Mother of peacocks and mother of puppies. Okay. Could Dr. Berry please talk about the cause of ammonia taste? He answered today, but I'm very concerned and would like to know the cause of it, so perhaps I can avoid it. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, first of all, most people don't get it. The ammonia smell or the ammonia taste or the keto breath, most people don't get it. It's very rare in my experience. But if you do, it's first of all absolutely not dangerous at all, because what it is acetone. And acetone is one of the ketone bodies that you make when you're making ketones, right? There's hydroxybutyrate, there's acetoacetate, and there's acetone. There's 3 of them. And some people can have kind of an acetone smell to their breath or a taste. It's a funny taste. It's temporary. It doesn't last long. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Not danger.
It's
no
weird,
danger.
Though.
Yeah, no danger. Have you ever?
No, I've not had it. I saw somebody ask that today, and I was like,
I've had a few people ask about it, and it's not a big deal. Don't worry. It's temporary.
Sue says, hello from Canada. Can you tell me the difference between vitamin D drops and vitamin D3? Thanks.
A vitamin D drop can be vitamin D3. There's basically, and this is good, everybody needs to know this, there's 2 different kinds of vitamin D. Vitamin D2 and vitamin D3. The vitamin D2 is not nearly as well absorbed. It's also the vitamin D that if your doctor gives you 50,000 and tells you to take it once a week or once a month, that's vitamin D2. And the reason your doctor gives you that is not because it's better or absorbed better. It's not. It's because it's a prescription, okay? And every doctor in his doctor head thinks if something's a prescription, it's better than over the counter. That's just how we're taught. We can't help that. But I know from experience that vitamin D3 is much better absorbed, and you take it every day. So, I mean, who the hell could remember to take something once a week or once a month?
Not unless you like set an alarm
right.
or OCD.
I would forget that immediately. And so if you've got D3, toss it. It's not dangerous. It's just not going to be absorbed as well.
D3?
Get vitamin D3. And
you said if you have D3.
Oh, if you have D2, toss it. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, but you want vitamin D3. And that's over the counter. It's absorbed very well. If it's a chalky tablet, you don't want that. But if you'd already bought it, then take it with a teaspoon of olive oil or avocado oil or bacon grease or butter, because you have to have oil to absorb it, right? Okay. So what else was I going to say about that? Ultimately, you want to take vitamin D and get it in a gel cap that's with olive oil. They make them that way now. You can get them on Amazon. I'll post a link afterwards. You guys, if you want to get some, you can click on it. But don't waste your money on D2. It's just not absorbed.
How much do you recommend?
Most people need from 4,000 to 10,000 units a day. I take about 5,000. You take 5,000 most days, if you remember it. Yeah. I don't take it every day.
I hate taking pills, and even though I know it's not like a pill, it's a thing for me. Yeah. I think it's because I've been around so many people that were pill heads, and I have such a negative connotation with taking pills. It's hard for me to like.
Plus, I'm ADD and I'm lazy, and I just don't want to do something every day.
It's against my nature to take a pill, like it really is, because I've got such negative connotations. I see so many moms that come into labor and delivery that are pill poppers. I just have a lot of negative energy towards pills in general. It's hard for me to separate. Okay, next question.
Next question.
Lori talked to my 36-year-old niece last week about keto after she had her second heart attack. She's 36. She texted me today that she is in Wonderland after not losing anything for over a year. Wonderland. What's that mean? I know that's a thing with weight loss, but I can't. Is it under, like, in the 100s? Is that what it means? I can't remember.
So,
put in the comments. After not losing anything for over a year, no question here. Just wanted everyone to know that sometimes family members do listen. Oh, she's under 200 pounds now.
Oh, she's in Wonderland now. Excellent. Gotcha. Beautiful. But she had the heart attacks eating the old way.
That's crazy. 36 and having a heart attack? That is not normal.
But that's happening more and more. I see it in people in their 40s all the time. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So awesome that she listened.
I knew my brain fart. I was like, I know that means something about weight.
Yeah. But now, if you're the older family member, they're much more likely to listen to you. But if you're a nephew or a niece or a son or a daughter or a grandson or a granddaughter, they ain't gonna. They're usually just not going to listen to you.
My mom's not going to listen to me.
Yeah.
My dad definitely is not, because it's inconvenient and he loves Dr. Pepper. So. Doris says, can stress raise your blood glucose even though you don't feel stressed? Oh, yeah.
Yes, definitely. It can raise your cortisol, and that'll raise your insulin and raise your blood sugar. Absolutely. Usually good stress doesn't do that. Like, I like learning to play the piano or learning to juggle or trying to lift a heavier weight in the gym. Those are stress, but they're good stress, and they usually won't do that. But if you're having bad stress, even if you don't feel stressed out, yes, it will.
Subconscious stress. Trish says, I've been doing some reading on the benefits of apple cider vinegar. I have come across quite a few articles that say studies show that it reduces fasting glucose levels and improves insulin resistance. Do you have any thoughts on this?
It absolutely. There are multiple studies that show that. And so if someone's diabetic, if they'll take a spoonful of apple cider vinegar or two before a meal, they won't have as high of a blood sugar spike after the meal. That's absolutely true. That's been shown in several studies. And that's also why we use it in our Ketorade recipe. Have you guys seen that on the YouTube channel? And it's really tasty. I was about to make Nisha some. But that's why, is because it helps keep your blood sugar response. Even if you have any carbs at all, your blood sugar wants to spike, right? Even if they're good, healthy carbs, it still bumps it a little bit. And so by having some apple cider vinegar around and sipping on it, or taking a tablespoonful before a meal, you just won't have the blood sugar spike. Therefore, you won't have the insulin spike. Absolutely. Yeah, plus it helps with heartburn. Plus it helps with all kinds of other stuff.
It's just great.
Yeah, it's really great. Always get...
with the mother.
That's right. Get the kind with the mother. Bragg's is the brand that I know about. Does anybody else know of another brand that has the mother?
Bragg's. It's the best. There is another with the mother. There's another with the mother, but...
There's another mother?
No, apple cider vinegar pills are not the same. Don't do that.
It's just my cider with another mother.
Hi, Kim Key.
Hey, Kim. How's it going?
I'm addicted to Ketorade. Right?
Yeah, it's so good.
It is. I love drinking on it. I just I don't know. It makes me feel so much better.
Yeah. You guys don't drink more than 2 gallons a day, though.
Okay. Someone was.
Yeah, somebody was drinking 2 gallons a day, and I'm like, it's probably fine, but don't do that. Why would you do that?
Tara says, will my medication break my fast? I have to take it twice a day, morning and evening.
Maybe, but probably not much. But now, if you're doing any intermittent fasting, you can take it right at the beginning of your fasting window and right at the end. Unless your feeding window is very small, then of course that won't work. But at least you can take it at the beginning, and then only one of them would break it a little bit. But I don't think it's a big deal. Don't worry too much about it.
Linda, when you're
Angie wants me to shake it.
No, she's talking about apple cider vinegar. You said shake it. You
have
to shake it because the mother settles in the bottom.
Yeah, that's right.
And so you want that.
Always shake it. Yeah. You know, I saw, and I can say this in private group. I've been waiting to say this for so long. Dr. Berg has a video on his YouTube channel where he talks about apple cider vinegar, and he actually pours some, but he doesn't shake it up before he uses it. And I'm like, imposter! You don't even know about apple cider vinegar, or you would have shook it. Sorry, I'm done.
Done now?
Yeah, I'm done.
Good.
I had to say that.
Can I use the cord to charge because I'm at 20%?
Yes, you can have it. Yeah, he didn't even shake it up. Can you believe that? Who doesn't know to shake it up? Anyway, sorry, I'm done.
Okay. now. You're done. Linda, when your practice gets to the point when you're no longer accepting new patients, would you still consider allowing your patrons to become patients?
Absolutely, yes.
Please, please.
You guys get you don't even know all the special little perks you guys are going to get, yeah. And so my practice may close to new patients in the near future because it's blowing up. But you guys are always got your foot in the door for everything. Don't worry.
Before I forget this, and this has to do with patrons, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you. I had a few people who hate Facebook and are like, I'm not going to do it, but I want to be your Patreon, and I want to, we save this and then upload it to YouTube privately and then put it on the patron.com website
and
so that they can see them
yeah,
too.
we can do that. Then all patrons. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yes, definitely.
Is that a good idea? Cool.
We'll do that,
All right.
yes. Because I want everybody to have access to it if they're a patron.
I just really needed to not forget to tell him that. Okay. Can you talk about mucin and keto? M-U-C-I-N. Mucin? What's mucin?
Mucin and keto.
Nikki Simcoe, are you? If you're
ask
watching,
that again. Ask that more specifically. I'm not sure. You mean I don't know what I'm not even going to guess. Just ask me a more detailed question about that, and we'll answer it.
Yeah. During Sarah says during a 72-hour fast, good for you.
Wow.
Is it okay to have coffee with 1 tablespoon of grass-fed butter a few times a day, or does that negate the purpose of the fast?
It does. Okay, it's a great question. It does not negate the fast. The fast won't dig as deep into ketosis. And you'll still be in just as deep a ketosis, but you won't burn as much fat on your butt because your body will have to burn that little bit of energy that's in the butter, right? So, but it's not a big deal. Rather than break your fast, I would 1,000 times rather you have a little bulletproof coffee with some pure fat in it. Your fast is still but now if anybody hears you say that, they're gonna you didn't fast.
Now that goes against the purist.
That's right, yeah. But now if you're trying to water fast, you don't need to have any fat either. But I think it's fine. You're still going to get so many benefits from that 72 hours of not eating. Yes, I think it's fine.
God, I just think I'm just not a faster.
Yeah.
I just don't think I'm ever going to be able to do it.
I'm fasting today because
I did OMAD today, but
you did. Yeah.
I'm skipping lunch because I feel like I'm not hungry right now. I don't care that I'm having to skip dinner, but I cannot make it past 12 o'clock. I can't do it. I'm like, I gotta have something.
Yeah.
So that's what.
And it's dinner for me. Dinner is my weakness. If I can get past dinner, I think I could fast for a month if I can just somehow get past the dinner hours. But for Nisha, it's lunch.
Somebody said it's because I'm hypothyroid, and said
Could
that
be.
a lot of people that are
Could be.
hypothyroid, like it kicks you into like an autoimmune response when you go that long without food and you just start feeling like crap. And when I did that day, like I took a 4-hour nap. I felt so bad that day.
Maybe I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, so you need to look into that. Okay, Pam says, with weight loss in mind versus maintenance, also more detail on intermittent fasting with low carb or keto, long-term sensible goals.
Okay. So once you reach your goal with keto, do you have to keep eating keto? No. And I'll tell you your options in a minute. Do you have to? Do you need to? Can you? That's 3 different questions, right? So can you stay keto if you enjoy it and you like it? Yes, you can be keto forever. Any expert that says, oh, that's not safe, that's dumb. Recently, William Davis, he's a cardiologist, and I have much respect for him. He wrote Wheat Belly and what was the other one? I forgot. He just, Undoctored. Yeah. Read them both. Love everything he's ever done. But then out of the blue, he makes this video on his YouTube channel that says doing keto for too long is dangerous. And I'm like, what the hell? Where do you get that from? And he didn't have any sources. He just said, that's just my opinion. And so I don't know if he's trying to come out with a new product or what, but I totally disagree with that. And here's why. For 1,000,000 years, we've been eating keto on this planet, right? And in the fall, when the fruit gets ripe, we eat paleo. But then for the other 10 months of the year, we eat keto. So how can you even say it's dangerous to eat it all the time? It's dumb. We've been doing it for 1,000,000 years. So now the next question is, do you have to? No, you don't have to. Once you reach your goal, if you want to slip back into a paleo diet, which is more fruit, more berries, and even some like quinoa, but never wheat. Don't ever go back to eating wheat. You can maybe add some corn back, add some quinoa back, and then if you start to gain weight again, you know exactly what to do. Tighten right back up into keto, right?
We had shrimp fried cauliflower rice last night, and it was so freaking good, and I hate cauliflower. Like, I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah. And so once you reach your goal, you can have more paleo-type foods, but never, ever are you going to go back to the stupid American diet, because you know better than that now, right? That leads to disease. Even if you don't gain weight from it, it's still going to inflame your gut, inflame your brain, and all these other things. So I'm happy for you to slide back into a high-fat paleo if you've reached your goal. I'm also happy if you stay keto. Either way, I think is perfectly safe, ancestrally appropriate, and fine.
Steve says, keto 8 months now. First time in my life that I don't have spring allergies.
Yes.
Could it be from no milk, combination of things? Also, toenail fungus on all toes is vastly improved.
Yes, and so all that stuff, I think it comes from the grains, the grains and the liquid dairy, keeping your immune system just pissed off all the time. Because dude, 15, 20 years ago, my spring allergies, oh my God. How many times have you heard me sneeze this spring?
None, I don't know.
Maybe once or twice or 3 times, yeah. Like, literally, I would be like this entire month. I would be snotty and sneezing. It was terrible. And I thought I just had hay fever and lots of allergies, right? But when I went to college, we couldn't have fridges in the dorm. And when I was at home, I would drink a gallon of milk a day, right? And so when I went to college, I maybe have a box or 2 of milk a day from a gallon a day. And my allergies got so much better. And back then I didn't know better. I thought that it was because my dorm room was so filthy that my allergies either had to get over it or I just would die. And so they just got over it. That was my logic back then. I was dumb, I told you. But now looking back, I know it was because I cut my dairy 90%. My allergies got better. I had a huge dairy allergy, and all the allergists I went to said, it's ragweed and dog dander. And it was those things, but milk was getting me 99% there. And so all it took was just a little ragweed, and boom, I was off to the snot races. And I'm not joking. I made a lot of snot back then. But now, eating keto, I've maybe sneezed 3 times this entire spring. I don't have any of that stuff. It's just gone. And I think it's the wheat. I think it's the dairy. But that's what it was for me. So yeah, keto does it. You go ahead and look at me one more time, sassy pants.
You're just, I love you. John says, what is a good range to try to stay in when you're fasting 18 hours a day? I'm not done.
Okay.
Mine ranges from 8 to 1.9. I don't know what range you're talking about. Blood sugar?
Ketones, maybe? Or maybe he's from another country and he's talking about his blood sugar. I don't know.
My keto is for lowering blood sugar and keeping away in all forms of MSG. Losing weight is a bonus. Okay, John Kaufman, if you're watching.
Tell us if you're talking about your ketones or your blood sugar if you're from another country, because that could be either one.
Sarah says, do keto-friendly sweeteners stall you out if you're still under 20 grams of carbs a day and only eating them within eating window, not during fasting? I typically do OMAD.
Good question. No, probably not. The sweet taste will bump your insulin a little, but if it's during your feeding window, I don't think it matters. But definitely they will bump your insulin enough to knock you out of a fast if you're in your fasting window. Yeah.
Tammy says, do you have patients with rheumatoid arthritis that have seen improvement with keto?
Yes, definitely. Multiple, with osteoarthritis, with rheumatoid arthritis, with psoriatic arthritis, with lupus arthritis. All those get better with keto. Now, if you went back to eating the stupid American diet, your arthritis would come back. But as long as you eat right, it gets better and stays better. I've seen that multiple times.
He said ketones is what he's talking about.
Oh, ketones? So read it again now that we know what he's talking about.
What's a good range to try to stay in when you're fasting 18 hours a day?
Higher than 0.5. If you're is what it's you want. That means you're in really deep ketosis. Okay, and I think most meters that's how they read off prednisone due to keto. Yeah. So here's somebody who had arthritis so bad they had to take prednisone every day, and now they're off their prednisone. That's freaking amazing. Boom.
Christy, I am currently doing intermittent fasting 18 to 20 hours Monday through Friday. I've read conflicting information about women and fasting, hormones, metabolic damage. Is it okay for us to do this indefinitely?
It's all a myth. There's no research. I've heard those videos too. I don't even know where they get that crap from. They talk about the leptin and how it could damage your metabolism. Think about it. 30,000 years ago, right? Let's go back in time. Did the women, did they have a get out of jail free card when there was no food, or did they fast too? If there's no food, everybody fasted. Even the kids fasted. The teenage girls fasted. Everybody fasted because they had no choice. Somehow we all made it here, and our ancestors reproduced. So no, there's no research that shows me that. Jason Fung, who I follow very closely, he's never said anything about it being different for women. All the major religions, Christianity, Buddhism, Muslim, all those guys fast. And women don't get off the hook unless they're pregnant or they're breastfeeding. Right?
Yeah, your kid will starve to death if you're breastfeeding, and you'll starve to death. You're both just wither away.
Right. So no, but I mean, you get a pass if you're pregnant or breastfeeding by the major religions. But reality does not care how many X and Y chromosomes you got. And so it doesn't make any sense. And I'd love to see some research that they base it on, but they never talk about the research. So I don't know what they even base it on, but I don't think that's a thing at all. Don't worry about it.
Sarah got flowers today because it's her 1-year keto anniversary.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations.
That's probably something, that's something to celebrate way more than Valentine's Day. Like, if your dude doesn't get you that for your keto anniversary, then
our engagement anniversary is coming up.
Yeah, what day? What day is
later
that?
This month.
Yeah.
It's definitely later this month. The 20-something.
Have you heard of the Keto Edge Summit coming up online? Is this something that may be beneficial? I have not heard of it.
I have not. Who's
would be?
Yeah, who's going to be in it? Do you know? I haven't heard.
She put
about
the link,
it.
but I can't.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Tammy says, I'm setting up an e-visit with you, but in the meantime, can you tell us what you consider the healthy thyroid levels for TSH, T3, T4, FT3, and FT4?
I would love to, but it depends on which reference lab you use, whether it's LabCorp or Quest or a bigger local hospital. All the ranges are different for most of the different hospitals and reference labs. So I can't really answer that question because it varies.
Linda says, my mom has shown a tiny bit of interest in keto. She had a hysterectomy and a thyroidectomy. Oh my God, in her 30s. Her concerns have been mild things I can answer so far, but I'm not sure how to prep her and set her expectations for keto. She decides to give it a try. Given her current situation and how much hormones play a role in it. She is pre-diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and is a walking pharmacy. I'm trying to get her on the keto path.
Yeah, she's going to definitely have improvements in her blood sugar. She's going to definitely have improvements in her blood pressure. She's probably going to get to stop several pills as the months go by. She's in that boat where she's not going to have a stunning amount of weight loss the first month or two, but she will have some weight loss. But it's going to come slower for her. But she's still going to have so many other benefits, non-scale victories, that it's going to work very nicely for her. And she'll probably be able to stop at least half a handful full of medicines in the long run.
Cindy says, hi, I keep getting blurry, clear spots in my eyes. Is this my sugar getting low? Is it a migraine? It lasts a while, then goes away. Check your sugar.
Check your blood sugar. Go see the optometrist and let them do a dilated eye exam. If you were diabetic or still are, then this could be a problem with the retina. You need to have a dilated eye exam. I can't answer that question until you see the eye doctor, and then give me some details.
Brenda says, can right side pain from shoulder to ankle be caused from gallbladder? Dr. Berg says press 1 inch down from the right rib and 1 inch across from the belly button and massage for 1 minute. 1 minute. As I heard every night, I did as he says, and the pain went away and I slept sound. What's your take? Do I need a supplement? So
now, here's the thing. Right upper abdomen pain, right chest pain, or right shoulder pain can absolutely be from the gallbladder, yes. But he even says like right finger pain and right toe pain. No. I think that's because he's a chiropractor. Right. And I have a lot of respect for Berg. Don't get me wrong, except that apple cider vinegar thing. But other than that, he's right about a lot of stuff. But anytime he gets off into the medical part of stuff, he can go astray. And this is one of the times. But definitely right shoulder pain can be from the gallbladder. He's right about that. Right chest pain, right upper belly pain, or even right lower belly pain. But down in the legs, no, that can't be from gallbladder. Right finger pain, that can't be from gallbladder. That's, no, sorry.
Suzanne. I've been wondering if you guys use Young Living vitamins, if it's worth taking them or not, because I take the multigreens and Immune Pro, and they're a little pricey. Honestly, no, I don't. And they are pricey.
Back to her pill thing she talked about earlier.
Yes, and I just think that a lot of vitamins, especially vitamins that have names like Immune Pro and like crap like that, really are unnecessary and probably have a more what's it called when it's like a lot in your head?
Oh, the placebo effect. Yeah.
Psychosomatic.
Psychosomatic.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I think that if you want it to work, it will work.
Yeah.
But I think it's completely unnecessary, and you could just spend your money to buy more bacon.
Yeah. See, if Nisha and I, if we sold this huge line of supplements, we'd probably be like, well, you really need to take this gallbladder supplement if you're having right toe pain. But we don't sell any of that crap, so we can just tell you the straight scoop. Do you need a multivitamin? Maybe. Do I need an entire line across my kitchen table of supplements? No, you don't. Nobody in the world needs all those supplements.
But yes, I do think that the oils are worth it.
Yes.
Like oils that are, because they are... It's proven. Like it goes back millennia. People using essential oils.
Hippocrates talks about them. He didn't call them essential oils. He called them like necessary oils or some other word that basically means essential. But they've been around for thousands of years. So yeah, they're a real thing. Hippocrates talks about them, essential oils. But now when anybody starts trying to branch out and make too many different things, like Young Living, in my opinion, I love their oils, but they need to stop with they'll be making Young Living toilet paper eventually.
No, I mean, I don't agree with that because they make a lot of things that are chemical free, and
that's good. Yeah.
That's, if you're trying to be a purist, then you want deodorant that has no chemicals
Sure.
and no aluminum, and you want toothpaste that has no
But I was talking about all the
fluoride.
supplements that they're trying to come out with.
Yeah, but that's very
it's
small.
A little too
they
much.
don't do a lot of supplements, but I don't think that they're worth it, the ones that they do have. But they have a lot of stuff that is really, really good, including the oils and the Thieves stuff. I think the Thieves stuff is amazing. The cleaner and the toothpaste and like everything Thieves.
Yeah.
Is worth
Nisha
it.
makes me a hair oil that I put on, and that's why my hair looks so amazing, is because of the oil that she makes me. Somebody was talking about Berg not shaking the apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, because somebody said, "What's wrong with apple cider vinegar?"
Nothing.
You confused them.
It's good for you, but you want to shake it up.
Dr. Berry, I've been on keto 6 weeks and lost 15 pounds. I was aching all over all the time. I don't have any aches now. I broke my arm 4 weeks ago and had a lot of bruising and swelling, and the pain left a week ago. Swelling's gone and the bruising too. Did the diet help with this?
Absolutely, yeah. The diet helps with every form of inflammation. It helps it get better. And so when you have a broken bone or a sprained ankle, you have a lot of inflammation. That's part of the healing process. But when you're eating a good, nutritious diet like the ketogenic diet, you heal faster. Everything heals faster because you're giving your body all the nutrients it needs to heal. Yeah.
My doctor had me take dexamethasone tablets last night and then had blood drawn this morning to check my cortisol level. What can I expect to find out from this test? How will it help me with my keto lifestyle?
That's a dexamethasone suppression test, and that's really checking your adrenal glands in detail. He'll potentially be able to get you a lot of good information about your adrenal glands, but it's really not going to affect your diet. You still need to eat a ketogenic diet. So it might help you in other ways. He might say, hey, you need to take this kind of adrenal support, or you need to do a little more of this or that or the other, vitamin and mineral wise, but you still need to eat a keto diet.
Anne has been reading about the benefits of apple cider vinegar. She uses it daily. She says she was scared when she read it was harmful if you have osteopenia. Is this cause for concern? My DEXA scan led me to believe it has now turned into osteoporosis, but the doctor hasn't confirmed it yet.
Apple cider vinegar did not cause that. You need to start taking, if you're not already, at least 5,000 units of vitamin D a day. You need to get some vitamin K2, the MK7 kind, and I'll post a link to that so if you want to look that up on Amazon. MK7, the salt book, apple cider vinegar, and was there one other thing I talked about?
D3, did you feel
Vitamin
that?
D3, yeah. So you need vitamin D3, you need vitamin K2, and you need weight lifting or impact exercise. That's what's, and if you're a smoker, you got to quit smoking. I had a guy today, he's all keto, all about being healthy and living to be 110, and he was a smoker. I'm like, dude, And he was like, well, you ain't even want to talk about that. I'm like, yeah, first of all, I'm going to tell you that's stupid. If you want to live to be 110 and you think you can do that smoking, that's stupid,
It's
okay?
hard to quit.
It is hard to quit. I get it. And I said, I'll help you, but I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. You're stupid if you think you're gonna be healthy and smoke. It's just not gonna happen. And then after I said all that, then I said, but I still love you and I'm gonna be your doctor and I'm gonna help you, but you gotta quit smoking. So if you smoke, quit smoking. That's killing your bones, okay? So those are the things you got to worry about. Don't worry about the apple cider vinegar. That's not what's causing that.
It's hard to quit smoking.
It is very hard.
He
I
has
get
never
it.
been addicted to anything in
Listen,
his life.
when I was a teenager,
So he's a little
I
hard.
tried hard
about
to smoke. I tried to smoke, but remember my allergies I talked about? It's not very sexy if you got a dig in your hand and you got snot running down your face, and
Right.
so I couldn't smoke.
My point is, he doesn't understand how hard it is.
Did I not say 5 times I know it's hard?
Yes, but you are also like, quit smoking.
But
Like,
if anybody in the group is smoking crack right now, stop smoking crack. It's stupid. It'll kill you. And guess what? I bet that's hard too.
That is not my point at all.
It's hard, but you got to quit.
I'm just saying, like, you're taking steps. That's good.
Yes, take your steps. Yes.
Keep doing that.
Yes.
Eventually you will quit smoking.
Yes, I agree.
I did
This
it
guy
that
was like,
way.
I ain't even going to talk about that. He wasn't taking
Oh
no steps.
gosh. Yes, he was. He was there for keto, wasn't he?
I planted the
Okay.
seed. We'll
Yes.
see how it goes. Our engagement anniversary is coming up.
Oh my God.
Did I
And he
mention
doesn't
that?
know what day it's on.
It's the
so
20-something.
It doesn't mean
What day is
anything.
it then?
26th.
Of course you would know.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I do. I
Thanks
know
for
everything.
that. Thanks for making me look like a heel.
Well, you brought it up. Okay, Stephanie wants to know what blood work you recommend for someone on this journey. I feel like everything I've been told is only a piece of the truth. Are
Yeah,
you
you're
working
right.
on a book?
Yeah, I'm working on a guidebook about all the labs, what they mean, what you should have checked, and that sort of thing. I don't know when that'll be done, but I've got a good chunk of it already done. And so there are no labs that you need checked because you're on the ketogenic diet, because it doesn't cause any deficiencies, right? It's going to help you correct a lot of deficiencies that you came to keto with. But with that being said, for the average person over 35, they need to have, you guys want to write this down? I'll wait a second. Grab a pen, grab some paper, get your phone on. That's all that stress you're holding.
Because of you.
Go ahead, rub it out. Okay, here we go. So you need a complete blood count known as a CBC. You need a complete metabolic panel known as a CMP, right? You need a magnesium. You need a phosphorus. Go ahead and get a lipid panel to make your doctor happy. And then you do care about the HDL and the triglycerides in that. But the rest of it you don't care about. You need a complete thyroid panel, and that consists of a TSH, a free T4, a free T3, a reverse T3, a TPO antibody, and a TG antibody. Got that?
That's a lot.
Somebody's going to say, wait. You also need a DHEA to check the adrenals, a fasting cortisol level. You need a vitamin D25. You need a testosterone. You need an estradiol, and you need a progesterone. And a urinalysis. I think that's it. That's a great start. Now, you might need more specialized if you have a particular condition, but that's a great full panel for somebody who's 35 or older and would just like to know their general, I forgot an A1C. You need an A1C and a C-peptide.
God,
yeah, an A1C and a C-peptide as well, and a fasting insulin. There you go. That's all of them. Yeah, that's what you need.
Okay. This will be on the replay, so you guys can...
You can watch the replay, Sue. Don't you ask me to repeat that.
Tina says I have hypothyroid and my family doctor won't prescribe Armour because it's not FDA approved. I take
That's
Central.
actually wrong. It is FDA approved, so that's stupid right off the bat.
So should I find a new doctor?
Yes. If he said it's not FDA approved, you need to find a new doctor because he clearly has no damn idea what he's talking about. Now, if he believes that it's not consistent or it's not as good as Synthroid, then okay, you can give him that and maybe work with him. But if he says it's not FDA approved, it's a prescription. It's behind the counter at the pharmacy. Yeah, it's FDA approved. So he doesn't know what he's talking about. But if you love him, don't fire him just because of this. Just maybe print something out and take it to him and be like, well, actually, I looked and it is FDA approved, doctor. So now can I take it? And then if he's like, no, because it's inconsistent, then you can print him out the articles that show that it is consistent. And maybe take that with him. And at any point during this, you can just fire his ass if he just won't listen to logic.
Jessica Link, apple cider vinegar versus coconut vinegar with the mother. Is one better than the other? I feel like I can swallow coconut vinegar easier.
I think they're probably the same, but we're from Tennessee, so we know about apple cider vinegar. I've heard several people talk about coconut vinegar, and it has the mother. It's the real deal. So I think it's probably just as good. I'd like to try some, actually. We'll tell Melissa maybe. Yeah.
Steven Schneider. This is a really good question because
Okay.
I've never even heard of
All
this.
right, a good one.
How do you feel about food grade hydrogen peroxide therapy, whether it be consumed by drinking, IV, or inhaled via a nebulizer?
I'm not against it. I have several patients who believe in it and do it. If anybody doesn't know what this is, you can actually get higher percentages of food-grade hydrogen peroxide. Don't drink the stuff in the brown bottle. You want to get a better quality?
No.
Don't drink that. But it's actually a thing, and a lot of people swear by it. I haven't looked into it a lot. I'm not opposed to it because I have several patients who do it, and they're healthy, so I know it didn't kill them, right? But I don't know. I'll look into that. But I'm not opposed to it. I think it's probably fine. It may actually have some benefits.
Okay. Paola? Is it
Paola?
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 Yeah.
My friend has been doing keto and his triglycerides keep going up. His sugar is 103, but his
Trigs? Is that what she means?
maybe, went from 400 before keto to 600 after 2 months, and now 1,000 after 3.5 months. He's freaking out.
That keto's not doing that. He's eating carbs. He may not know they're carbs, but keto uniformly, without exception, makes your triglycerides go down because of the absence of carbs. Carbs are what make your triglycerides go up. Fat does not do that. So he has to be eating carbs somewhere that he doesn't know they're carbs, or he's pulling your leg. I don't know. But no, coconut sugar. No. Even though it has coconut in the name, it's sugar. No, you can't. No. Sorry, I just saw that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's not doing keto right because it does not make your triglycerides go up.
Amber Piercy, keto saved my life. I've lost 90 pounds on keto. How do I get rid of these last 10 to 15? I've been stalled for months. I'm 5'7" and 140 pounds.
Yeah, so the last 20 are the hardest freaking pounds you will ever lose. You just got to keep doing what you're doing. You got to be patient. At this point in keto, you know your body well enough. You may need to go no carb for a month, maybe carnivore for a month or two. Try that. You may need to go back veggie heavy for a month or two and try that. Who knows what the answer is? You may want to go get your hormones checked if you haven't done that yet, because you may have low testosterone. You may need some DHEA. You may need maybe thyroid. Who knows? But for all women especially, the last 15 or 20 pounds are boogers. I hear that all the time. And the advice from women who have actually lost that last 20 are just shut up and be patient and do the diet. You'll lose them eventually. It just takes a lot longer and it's a lot harder.
Linda says, I'm going for blood work tomorrow. I don't have diabetes and glucose levels are good, but should I still request a fasting glucose insulin, A1C, and a C-peptide?
Yes, because you can have insulin resistance and your blood sugar be fine and your A1C be fine. The only way you know if you have insulin resistance is by checking a fasting insulin and or a C-peptide. If either one of those is 1/10 of a point high, you're insulin resistant to some degree. And that's a huge wake-up call because people can be insulin resistant for years and have a normal A1C and just not know it. I see it every day in the office. Their blood sugar's fine, their A1C's fine, but their C-peptide is double. And they're insulin resistant and it's coming, they just haven't got there yet.
Michael Allen
Great
says,
question.
Thoughts on occasionally using soy sauce to season veggies? Is there a similar alternative? I wouldn't use it. I don't know if there is an alternative, but it's basically just salt water.
Yeah, if you can find a good fermented it's a legit good quality, it's probably not terrible, but Nisha's right. Just use salty water. That's basically.
There's 100 other things that you could season veggies with that are better than soy sauce, unless you just are like hard up. Need some soy sauce.
I like soy sauce,
Put
but
some
she's
bacon
right.
grease on
Just
it.
bacon grease and salt,
Garlic,
man. You
salt,
can't beat that.
Pepper,
Yeah.
curry,
Yeah, branch out.
turmeric. Yeah. Okay. Leona says, I had a metabolic panel done on the 17th of April and calcium level was 10.7. I'm 66. I had a repeat metabolic done yesterday and my calcium was 10.2. However, my BUN was 11. and my BUN yesterday was 21, which was quite an increase. Could I be eating too much protein? Is that what would cause my BUN to increase that much in such a short time?
BUN just by itself is only an indicator of your hydration status. And so a person's BUN, which stands for blood urea nitrogen, can literally go up or down 10 or 20 points just from if you haven't drank. The closer to being dehydrated you are, the higher your BUN is. And so what you have to do is you have to look at a BUN over creatinine ratio, and then that'll tell you, is it because you're dry, dehydrated, or not drinking enough water, or is it because you actually have kidney disease? But it's definitely not protein causing that. But you had a calcium level of 10.7. You need to have your parathyroid gland checked, and you need to keep a very close eye on the calcium, because the two things that make your calcium high are hyperparathyroidism, not the thyroid, but the parathyroid glands.
Is that the little seeds that sit in there?
Or cancer. You can't take enough calcium supplementation or take enough vitamin D to make your calcium high. So you've got to make sure you don't have one or the other, and follow up closely with your doc for the next few months and keep checking that calcium and keep asking him, why is my calcium high? Dr. Berry said it shouldn't even be 1/10 of a point high. Yeah, but it's not protein, and it's not from eating or taking too much calcium.
He sounds like the sick one tonight, doesn't he?
I feel great.
Robin, living in the hot south, our local farms sell grass-fed beef, but in the summer months have to put grain out when the grass is burnt. Mm-hmm. Would you consider this grass-fed still? Grass is still an option. Grass is still an option if available. Great question. Should I stick with butcher box, or is mostly grass-fed okay?
That's a great, so let's talk about the quality of meats, because that's really basically what you're asking. So the very best quality of meat is grass-fed and grass-finished, because a lot of farmers will feed their cows grass for most of their life, but then they'll put them in the feedlot for the last few months to eat corn and grain so that they'll get fat, right? And that's called not grass finished. And so if you get a beef that's grass fed and grass finished, that means they've not eaten grain their entire life, that's the ultimate omega-3 good quality beef. It's expensive as hell, okay? And I can't really tell a difference in the taste. I don't think there's any taste difference, but it's better for you, no doubt, because that's what cows are supposed to eat, is grass. Mm-hmm. But if you can't afford that, then it's fine to eat cows that are grain finished. It's going to be cheaper. It's going to have more fat in the meat. It's going to probably taste a little better. But is it terrible for you? No, it's not. And so, but if all you can afford is Walmart beef, it's fine. It's going to have a lower omega-3 count, but it's still infinitely better for you than eating Cheetos and Doritos and other crap, right? So buy the best quality meat. So yeah, it does make a difference if they go on grain for a while, but it's not a huge difference. It's not that big of a deal.
Last question, Sharon, who is a new patron.
Hey, Sharon.
I've been
thank you so
eating
much.
keto for 5 months. Just this past month, I've broken out in a rash. It starts out as red blotches, turns into a scab, eventually turns brown, itches at times, mostly on arms and legs, a few on the shoulders. Any help would be appreciated. I don't eat dairy, and my carbs are lower than 20 each day. So
that's almost certainly not keto rash. Keto rash is going to come within the first few weeks of doing keto. It's very temporary, and it goes away. That's something else. You probably ought to go see your doc about that. And don't even mention that you're eating keto, because he'll immediately blame it on that, even though there's no way that's keto rash. Okay? Is that the last one? Mm-hmm. Oh, I saw one more question about, somebody asked about coconut aminos. And so if you're eating meat, you don't need to take an amino acid supplement. You don't need to take branched chain amino acids or collagen or protein. You don't need that because you're getting that from the meat. If you're eating meat, you need to be eating the skin. You need to be eating the gristle. You need to be eating the fat. You need to be eating the cartilage off the end of the chicken bones, because that's how our ancestors did it. That's how they got their collagen for free. So now, if you think that's gross and you'd rather buy a collagen supplement and pay that money, that's fine. But I'll be knowing the chicken bones, that's how I'm going to get my collagen. So you don't need any of those amino acids or any of that. Just eat your meat. Okay? Are we done?
Yeah, and we're going to go through and answer some more, actually, in the comments.
Yeah, and leave your questions in the comments. We'll come back tomorrow, next day, and answer even more. But let me just say, thank you very much. Nisha was able to go part-time because of you guys, because of our patrons. She's not full-time labor and delivery.
Buddy, I am working.
Well, she is full-time.
I'm working full-time.
But not in labor and delivery. She's helping me full-time now, and then just works every now and then in labor and delivery to keep her skills up. And because she misses her friends there. But yeah, you guys made that possible, so thank you so much. And we're going to, like I said earlier, you guys got your foot in so many doors, you just don't know it yet. When the new book comes out, when Carl Franklin, he's doing the Audible version of Lies My Doctor Told Me, but you guys got stuff coming you don't even know you got coming, and opportunities you don't know yet. But we're going to keep doing this live at least once, if not twice a week, depending on if there's stuff to talk about. You guys ask questions in the group. You guys, if you want your mama to be in this group, have her get on Patreon, and just $3 a month, boom, you're in the group, and you get every question answered every time. Okay? So thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep learning, keep ketoing, and what else?
Keto on.
Keto on, baby. Keto on. Okay, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.